When we talk about Donald Trump and his cognitive decline, which you can look that up everywhere, people who are talking about it, people that are experts that are identifying the breaks in Trump's communication, people from like Texas A&M, foremost experts on dementia, dealing with his posture, memory issues, the inability for like sometimes words in a same paragraph of thought to be jumbled or go in several directions instead of a clear, coherent thought. People do that, but dementia, as it's beginning to move forward, starts breaking that apart. Your emotions become unstable over time, but in the initial part, it's basically your brain is no longer, it starts to lose its capacity to hold chains of thought. It's not just that you have goof ups, it's just that as you're talking about something, it goes off into several other directions instead of the one chain that you're trying to think. You can become disoriented, things of that nature, right? But with Donald Trump, it's a little bit different. Part of dementia is heredity, that it is passed on, particularly frontotemporal dementia, which is what my mother suffers from. That's why I watch my own personal brain into the first signs of cognitive decline, because the moment that I detect it is the moment that I need to start treating my brain appropriately and start dealing with it early. Because if you deal with it early, you can slow or even hold the degradation. But if it gets to a point, there's nothing you can do. It is just a slow and agonizing multi-year death of the loss of everything that you are. In Donald Trump's family, that was his dad. According to Trump's cousin, his father, who died in 1999 at age 93 from Alzheimer's and dementia, he was showing signs in the 80s. So you're talking almost 20 years before that, so in his early to late 70s, kind of the age that Trump is right now. That's when his father started showing signs. But that's not only his father. According to Fred, his cousin, Donald Trump has one other person, John Walsh, who was Donald Trump's cousin. He also has dementia. So it's his father, it's his cousin. And then Maryanne Trump Barry. She started showing signs of dementia before she died. She was not diagnosed, but she was showing symptoms. And of course, if you're dealing with a family who experienced it with your dad and your cousin, then you know the signs. So you're talking dad, cousin, sister. A lot of evidence of dementia being around him genetically. This was at least a statement from People back in 2024. It should have been a warning because Trump, even on the campaign trail, was showing signs. His things about Hannibal Lecter and those thoughts always being incoherent, at least a few times. And a person whose family is 3 people in roughly a single generation dealing with dementia. So it's very serious to really make a deep consideration about Donald Trump and his dementia. If he is exhibiting signs, you have to take it very seriously, and we as voters and as the American people need to take this seriously. Because we don't know what goes on in his head, his paranoias, his paranoias that can come from dementia. The inability to keep his emotions fully stable, at least as the decline begins. My mom has never raised a hand to a single person, and she got into fistfights as she began her degradation. It's ultimately why we had to put her into the community that she is in. She couldn't live on her own, and I was not capable of handling her. And it takes years. Yeah, it will take years for it to ultimately kill Donald Trump. But dementia will slowly wear him down if he has dementia. But dementia runs again in his dad, in his um, cousin, and his sister, and potentially his sister. We have his father and his cousin who were diagnosed. So it's not like a mystery here. When you're looking at his decline, understand what you're looking at is a family history, which is probably scaring the hell out of Trump at various levels. Rather, he's consciously aware that he's terrified of it, but he is definitely there. Because he has to be thinking, am I my dad? Or am I my cousin? Would have my sister died? These are realities. These are realities that we all have to face. Please read the story below. Please like, share, and subscribe, because this is a really important topic to talk about, to go over and over. Because whenever you're hearing people speculating about his decline, it is not just him. It's his dad, cousin, and sister. Please, we need to take this seriously, and the media needs to talk about the fact that 3 members of Trump's immediate family either were diagnosed with dementia, or according to his family, who was dealing with people who died from dementia, that they have dementia. Take this seriously. Like, subscribe, comment.